everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. It's Monday, so that means we are back in Eberron. Quite a lot happened last week, so I'm going to run through the first bit so we can get straight into it. Discord, we have a Discord. It's full of wonderful people. You should definitely go and check it out. We also have rooms in our Discord for each campaign, so you can go and check out the Eberron chat room and shout into the abyss there. If you want to get on a game, please drop Scrat a DM on Twitter. And we have 5 viewer games this season, and I think Monster of the Week is full to the end of the season, but we do still have quite a lot. If you haven't seen the episodes before this one, you can go and catch them on YouTube on the Eberron playlist, including season 1. We also have a Patreon if you would like to support us, and there are some really awesome free articles on there who are written by our very lovely Renee. We also have merch, which you can see via Redbubble. As Scrap says, put that crest on your chest. He's coming up with more sayings that I don't really want to talk about. But other than that, we have some really awesome sponsors. One of them in the form of Bird in the Storm, whose merch and all the wonderful bits and bobs you can see in the chat. And also Mage Hand Press, who created the Dark Matter Alpha D&D 5e. So for all your space and sci-fi D&D needs, head over there and check it out. Every 4 follows and every 10 retweets, we will be gifting or cursing our friends here with a trinket. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, thank you, Prax, for the sub you have. Let's have a look. Let's hop down and have a look. Right. For some reason my Twitch isn't loading, so I can't see what order you are all in, because that's... Oh, there we go. Here we go. First of all, we are going to start with the lovely Phoenix of 89, or Ash.
Hello everyone, I'm Ash. I am playing Emet today. And I guess right now, to start off, Emet is tearing through halls, just hulking his way through this house.
Yeah, last week. Ooh, and then we're going to hop around to a Geeky Tea Party and Kim.
Hello, I'm Kim, and I am playing River. And River is currently running through the halls as well, trying to get to Vesh.
Awesome. And then we're going to hop round to our very own Vesh, or Tool School.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Hey, how's everyone doing? I am excited to be here. This is going to be great. It's like I've got all of my comfort drinks for the evening, so I am looking forward to seeing the ride that we're going to go on today.
Awesome, perfect. And last but certainly not least, Lauren. Well, that's a ginger.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I play Tart, who's a changeling bard / rogue.
Yeah.
Dream. Living the dream every Monday. It's great to be me. I've never done anything wrong in my life, and neither has Tart. Yep, that's the truth. Look at my face. Don't you believe this face? I don't have expertise in anything shady.
Tyrant believes you, we know that. So last week our players were thrown into the dreaming dark, where so many things happened. They experienced maybe memories or dreams linked to their past, but also Vesh met his giant, and we also managed to meet Vesh's mum as she led them out of the dreaming dark and saw all the lost souls wandering around there. But more importantly, they were trying to get back to Blue, as Blue had been shot and they were taken away from him very quickly after this happened. And we actually arrive on the scene as Emet, you are tearing along these corridors. You're knocking each door down. This sort of desperation to get to Vesh and Blue and the others. And Tart and River, you arrive just outside Vesh's door as you see Emet coming crashing towards you.
Matt, what do we do?
Here. And Emet will almost like slide right on his knees next to Blue and start looking at, I assume it was in the chest.
Yeah, it was right through the chest. And Vesh, where are you at this point?
Vesh is on the ground, still just comforting Blue. He's got sort of one hand, he's holding Blue's hand with one hand, and he's sort of stroking what would be just like the top of his head as though he had hair, and just saying over and over again, "Hold on, your dad's coming. Hold on, Blue. Wait for your dad. He's going to be here. He's coming. Can't you hear? He's coming."
As Emet arrives, and Tart and River, where are you stood in this room?
Tart's probably near the door because she doesn't believe that this is over. She doesn't know where Emet is, if he's okay, so she's standing guard, not as focused on the fallen Blue as the others.
And River is gonna check on Vesh and make sure he's okay, and she hasn't really had much interaction with Blue, but she's gonna look over and, see if she can help in any way.
Yeah, you see Blue with this. It's like a huge hole that goes straight through his chest, and you can see burn marks and sort of bits of debris that have sort of fallen onto Vesh. And Emet, you arrive at the door. They probably...
So Emet comes tearing through, kind of like uses the door to almost like hurl himself into the room, and flies next to Blue and like sits down and starts examining the chest to see what has been damaged, what parts might be needed.
Could you roll me? Yeah, this will work. Medicine check if it's but if you would prefer, you can roll a perception check because he's not necessarily a human body.
We will do that.
On a nat 1, you just see in front of you, it's almost like for the first time this is hitting you. Blue is lying here. He's not moving. And you see this gaping hole in his chest. You can actually, where Vesh has pulled him over, you can see Vesh's legs the other side, where he's laying motionless on this floor.
At that, people will see, whoever's really watching, like Emet starts to examine the chest and then notices Vesh's legs behind it, and he freezes.
Emet, what do we need?
We need parts. And Emet will, at that point, not knowing what parts Blue needs, not being able to see what's truly damaged, he'll actually start taking the plates off his own chest. And start looking at the components that make up his own chest.
Do I hear any movement in the manor? Anyone coming?
You hear footsteps behind you running towards you, and you see Tyron round the corner, like like he is worn out as he's tried to follow you, and he's like, "What's happening? What's happening?"
Someone's been shot.
I can get a healer. I can get a healer. I'll go get it.
It's one of the Warforged. It's blue.
And he stops for a moment. I have an idea. And he disappears back down the corridor.
Yes, go by yourself. This is still.
Is Vesh hurt at all?
Yeah, Tart takes off. Tart takes off to follow Tyron.
Vesh has an idea. I've been looking at all of these tapestries. I've been through all these houses, and giants and Warforged were together. So Vesh sort of reaches inside of himself and goes, Gora, do you know what to do? Can you help? Have you seen this before? You fought with these people. It's important. Can you help? Can I do like an insight?
Yeah, if you want to do an insight check, and also Emet, if you do a perception check as well for me, as you're sort of looking at yourself.
And actually with I don't know whether this would count. Would my Kalashari psychic glamour help with this, with insight, since I'm looking into myself? Yes, no?
Yeah, I'd say so, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so that gives advantage. 23.
So, Emet, you pull apart bits of yourself to look. And you've seen Warforged like blue before on the battlefield when they've fallen. And you're looking down at your chest, and it's just the overwhelming reminder that you can't quite clock exactly what is needed. However, Vesh, you feel a wave of calm sort of take over you. You're not sure if it's you or if it's your storm giant. And you see Emet through different eyes. Like, these aren't your eyes. You feel like you've seen this before, even though you know you haven't. And you're looking at Emet, who is trying to see the parts of him that match up with blue. And you start to see the patterns and the bits and the parts needed to fix blue.
So I assume if it's left this big of a hole, there's some sort of a debris field of where these other parts have knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Can Vesh, with this knowledge, and I have both mending and shocking grasp, can I kind of use those together to almost kind of start rebuilding some of these parts that are, where there's enough of a part left that hasn't been vaporized, and then all but arc welding them back inside?
Yeah, give me a roll to see if you can stabilize blue. And Emet, you're watching this the entire time.
What should I roll? Would that be wisdom? I know it's not really medicine.
It's not medicine. Well, I tell you what, which one would you prefer, medicine or wisdom?
It's the same, so.
Whichever you want, then.
Do I have things? Okay, I've got rerolls. Okay.
You have rerolls.
Just because it's easier to click. Well, I'll do this just so that it doesn't confuse people. So, I want to reroll.
Yes, you may reroll.
Come on. Oh, shit.
On a nat 1.
Can I've got another one. I hate to just keep burning them when I'm getting back.
That's what they're there for. If you want to re-roll it.
I would like to story it that Vesh keeps doubting these instincts. He keeps doubting himself. And then he just, I've got to do this. 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 Get calm. Get calm. Just listen and let your hands do what they know how to do. A 13?
On a 13, like so that static in between your fingers, like it makes you jump a little bit. It's almost like you get electrified a little bit as you're fiddling about and slowly trying to make things work. And as you do, Emet, you feel Blue's hand clamp round your wrist. And Vesh, you will see his eyes, one of them is shattered, but it's flicking on and off.
Emet's hands are kind of like hovering over Blue's body, and all I can really think of is how small he is. As he's looking at his own parts and watching Vesh do this, he's just like, he's so small. And he's having trouble getting past the difference.
And you can hear that sort of a whir, like a mechanical whir. And you just hear, hello. And you feel your like the grip from Blue tighten that little bit as Vesh, you manage to effectively stabilize Blue. It is a mess. It's all like jumbled up. It's not quite in the right place. It's not quite fixed together, but it is there.
Hello, Blue.
Hello. And he looks at what you think is looking around. He seems to be stabilized, but you're also very sure that this he's still in bad shape. This isn't going to keep him going, as it were. And he's got one hand wrapped around Emet, and then he reaches up with the other hand to you, Vesh. Like he just reaches, but it's quite a weak grip. It's almost like his fingers he's trying to feel to make work properly.
I look to Emet and just go, that's all I know how to do. I'm sorry.
That's perfect, Vesh. It's amazing. Watching Vesh work and watching what parts he's putting together and seeing it, do you mind if I make another roll to see if I can figure any more out?
Of course you can. Yeah, on an 11, again, you don't know much about this, really. You're not sure if it's the panic that's sort of set in, but you are able to almost follow Vesh and start to stabilize everything. But we're going to jump over to Tart right now. Tyron is running in his pajamas down the corridor, and he bursts into one of the main halls, and you can see bodies littered around the hall. Some of them look like the servants that you'd seen working in the kitchens, and you can see guards getting rid of these bodies, moving them, and you can see some that look like they're being taken prisoner rather than anything else. But Tyron's not looking at them. He's running, and he's running further, and he crashes through the kitchen. He's like, where are they? And the cook, who looks very mad at the moment, she's got a servant in her hand held up so that looks to be knocked out, and just drops them. The servants that came from House Cannith, where are they? And it's the ones that, and the cook is, gesturing back out to one of the storerooms, and you can see him run even further. I don't know if are you following him or
Yeah, she's gonna just keep following him. Why are there servants from House Kenneth in your house, Tyron?
well, they disbanded. They don't really hire anyone anymore, so they had to go somewhere. They're not House Kenneth, but they served under them. They're like mechanics. They're fixers. They're
Right.
He's still going, and he goes into this back storeroom, and you can see there are two men in here. One of them looks like he's taken a hit to the face from something, and the other one is patching him up. And they see Tyron enter and stand up very straight and give him a bow, and upon seeing you do the same. He's like, "We've got a warforged. Can you fix him? Like, I don't know what just tell me what you need and I can get it. I can do it." And these two men stand there and look at each other and quickly, "Yes. Yeah, where is it?" And Tyron looks to you, Tyron. "Can you take them? Can you take them to the room?"
Yes, you're coming with me.
"Well, I'm gonna go and get things and then I'll be right there."
You don't know what we need yet, Tyron.
"No,
you
you're
stay.
taking one of them and I will take the other." And he literally grabs this servant and drags him out the back.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Come on.
This servant quickly follows you.
Tyron getting all uppity and like taking charge.
I know. I was okay.
And this servant follows you almost silently, sort of head lowered slightly, but he's fast. If you're running, he is keeping up. Vesh, as you sit there with Blue and Emet is working away, Blue starts to talk to you. "Can we talk? I feel dark when I don't."
Yes, keep talking. That would be great.
"I don't understand what has happened."
You saved my life.
"I tried to. I did?"
Yeah, you did.
"Oh,
I don't think I could have. I don't think I could have lived with. You're gonna be okay.
And with that hand he's holding onto you with, he just pokes you. "You are soft."
Yeah.
"I had to jump. I was told to protect."
Did good, Blue.
"I did?"
You did amazing.
"Did I fulfill my purpose?"
Yes.
"What is
And
my purpose now?"
to find a new purpose.
"I'm not sure I understand, but I will find one. Will you help me find one?"
Of course, Blue. That's... yeah.
"I feel strange. I can't see you."
That's fine. You'll be better soon. You can see us soon. It's fine. You'll be fine.
Is everyone in the room?
Just Vesh and River. You did say in here, River, right? Where'd you go after Tart? Okay.
No, I'm here.
Okay. And River and me and you. Tart will be back soon.
We're getting help.
And then we can do what we did before. If I get better. If I am fixed.
Yeah.
What if they can't fix me?
I will find a way to fix you.
I don't want to be broken. What do you do when you are broken?
You be proud. Because you did a good job.
And he's not really looking at anyone, and you can see both of his eyes have shattered, like the glass is shattered across. And you feel him with his other hand take it away from Vesh and reach up to where like your cloak is, Emmet. And it's like he's feeling out just to check. It is you. And there's a slight difference in his voice for the first time. Like, I don't want to go.
You're not. You won't go anywhere, I promise.
I want to stay. I want to keep going.
Good.
All of you.
That's good, Blue. Yeah. Just hold on to that. That's what makes us the stronger of the Warforged.
And he lets go of you, and it's like he's reaching. Vesh, you can see him like reaching out to see if he can feel exactly where you are, and he sort of holds onto your face. If they don't fix me, I need you to make me a promise.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Blue says this fully in earshot to everyone in the room because he's not subtle. Look after Emmet. He is not as strong as he thinks. You are stronger in a different way. Okay.
We all look out for each other. You'll be here to look out with us too.
Maybe. And he turns his head back as if he's looking up at the ceiling. And at that point, Tart, you round the doorway with this servant who looks on the room and looks at you all. Is like, sorry, excuse me, and just tries to like push past both Vesh. He doesn't quite push Emmet away, but he's pushing Vesh away. And Tyron you see coming round the corner as well with this other servant that seems to be carrying this massive bulky like bag, this sack almost, and you can hear the clanking of metal and things like that as they come around. And they start to get to work. Can you help me lift him onto the bed, please? Can I just like, and they, because these servants are quite small, especially compared to Blue.
Oh, yeah, Vesh actually is kind of strong. He's not the most dexterous person, but he is strong.
Wait, Vesh isn't dexterous?
I know it's a shock to everybody. But if it's just a matter of lifting heavy objects, he can help out.
Yeah, no, I can say if you help, you can just live. Yeah, we're going on.
Vesh has got a little adrenaline going.
And he is lifted onto this bed, and you see both of them start working.
I can weld, actually, if you need welding.
And they look to you. Actually, could we have some space, please? They look really awkward about saying it to you and Tyron in
Good.
particular.
I'm glad.
Is just so we can work.
Sure. Alice.
Hmm?
Where's that gun?
That
For
gun
no
is on the floor.
Oh, is it? I would
It is.
love to look at it.
Oh, Tart's got a gun?
It is a pistol. It is like an old pistol. And you can
Cool.
tell it's been fired.
Uh-huh. Just open it up. How many bullets are in it?
There's only one in there. It looks like this has been fired.
Great.
Cool.
So the next step, of course, is I would like to search the body for spare bullets, because that's what you do in times of crisis.
If you search the body, you will find like 5 or 6
Amazing.
on the body, and it looks like 2 have been fired.
Let me.
1 was probably fired after the first fall.
So I have a gun with a full round. Great. I'm gonna load that.
You can sit there and load that, and
They don't want help. I need to distract myself.
So is it a revolver or is it like a single shot?
it's like a single shot.
Yeah, so you
Oh.
put in the powder,
So
you
you
put,
have
you put in the
to-
powder, you put in
yeah.
the bullet, the whole
Mhm.
shebang. Shebang.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Tart now is a shebang.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
Yes, but I'm very sad, but I'm also
very
busy.
excited.
Very excited about a new toy.
And the Tyron looks to them and was like, shall we leave them to their work?
Sure. Yep. Yep, we can just sit outside here in the hall.
Yeah, I mean, Vesh will keep lending in, sort of mending and his shocking grasp, now with direction from them if they don't have the, whatever he can do to help.
Yeah, they're sort of directing you, like, no, hold it here, like they're telling you exactly what to do. And he looks at you. Are you looking worried, or yeah, or are you?
Vesh, I think there's a little bit of that confidence of seeing that Blue came back and he's talking. I mean, certainly it's crisis, but I'm trying to recall. I mean, I think I have cast healing magic on someone as a cleric before. Way back, maybe the guy that we killed, maybe some of the people that we killed way back in the first combat. Didn't I do a thing? Or no, maybe I just did a.
I think you did something.
Something.
I think I did spare the dying on them. So I think you with Vesh being both sorcerer and cleric, Tempest a cleric as well. I think. Again, some of whether it's Ugora or just his concern, and since he is, just sort of that insight and wisdom that he has from this sort of ancient patron of his, I think that he is intense with his and concentrating, and I would say his hands are shockingly steady and sure, even with his not wonderful dexterity.
You can hear Blue murmur every now and then, You can hear him say things like, "It doesn't hurt." Is it you think he's trying to reassure you? And Tyron goes to step outside, and soon they finish work on Blue. And they just say he needs to rest. Just time. And the two servants sort of give you all a bow and go to move out.
And if there are any sort of organic bits and pieces in there, just like we sort of what that Emmet is, I mean, I can use some healing magic just to sort of start that regrowth and sort of knitting that back together.
No, you can definitely do that. And you're there for a good few hours. You're there for a good few hours whilst this happens. And Tyron stands by the door, now changed out of his pajamas. I have had food ready. If you wish to come eat. You all look very tired.
Emmet, who hasn't really left Blue's side, gave him enough space to work, but was just like hovering right there. Probably didn't help their nerves or anything.
Yeah, they look slightly nervous that there's a giant warforged leaning over them, but they're not really.
But when he says that, Emmet kind of turns and goes, "I don't eat, but thank you," and turns back and stays with Blue.
Fair enough. And he sort of looks to the rest of you. You, however, are not warforged. You need to eat.
Who is this? Who is
Tyron.
talking?
This is Tyron.
He's just so self-assured that I just was like, is he talking about
this?
He's been to the Dream and Dark, man. He's like...
He does seem a little bit more confident, but again, you probably suspect if someone pointed a gun at him, he'd probably become a quivering mess again. Don't point a gun at him.
I'm not going to. I was just looking up my stats for this gun.
I love when dice tell the right story. I actually cast Cure Wounds at 4th level and rolled nothing but 1s and 2s. Because Warforged, man, they are tough, but they're also tough to heal.
Yeah. And Tyron looks to you as like, would you like something? Sort of second guessing that he's probably, if you're looking that confused at him, that he's confident, you can see him get back a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we had dinner. I think we're just tired, and I don't trust anyone in your house.
Well, I know that. How much elapsed time do we truly have with our time? Because I know Dreaming Dark in the real world basically was 0, but how long were we in the Dreaming Dark? Were we there for like hours?
You seem to have been there for hours. The Dreaming Dark doesn't have a time frame. Right. However, they've been working on Blue for about 4.
So it's between Dreaming Dark and here, it's been 6 or 7 hours biological time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So as soon as he says food, then Vesh's stomach starts to grow. He's embarrassed by it.
Emmet, if you're going to stay here, maybe it would be good to finish what we were doing, which was chilling out. Yes, food would not be bad.
And Tyron sort of gestures but walks off back to the main hall on the corridor.
River, I can't figure out where this person came from. I was asleep and then they were just there. I think there might be a secret entrance. Can you like follow his trail so we can block it?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And so I'll start looking, and I will send my spider out to look as well.
Yeah, go for it. Do a roll for me, please. Roll a perception or a survival.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, they're the same, so 17.
Yeah, on a 17, you can like as much as like this sort of burning smell is in the room, you can smell the trail from this person, and your spider scurries towards the fireplace. And as you sniff around, you can see underneath the grate there looks to be a keystone, a stone that is easily moved.
Okay. I think this is the place here, Vesh. There's a stone here, and I'll move the stone.
Yeah, and you can look down and see a tunnel. Very much like the one you came up out of the kitchen.
So there's a tunnel here. I wonder if these are in all the rooms. Oh.
They were certainly in a lot of them.
I can't remember. Did I have the map or did the old gentleman?
I think we gave it to the captain.
Okay. So it's still down in that room.
Well, do we know where the captain is? Because Demetrius was disguised as the captain. I think we've lost track of him.
No, because Emmett was with the actual captain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The captain.
He was. Ah. Oh, really? Where was that?
Emmett will tell you what room they were last in.
Great.
The
Terrible.
map's
You're
still
a
there.
horrible person, Tart.
Who, me? The bard, the rogue?
You have absolutely no concern. You were not worried at all about the modern Major General until you thought he might have a bullet near him.
Maybe some gunpowder.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong.
And Tyron has disappeared. At this point, he has walked back towards the main hall. And so...
We could go with him.
I was going to say, are you following? And is Emmett staying?
Yep, Emmett will stay with Blue.
I want to do my same trick with the sort of breaking the stone and then mending it back together to make it so this no longer will open.
Yeah, I'll say you'll be able to do that. That's easily done. You've done it before as well.
Okay. Oh, good. That saves River. She was trying to figure out how to block it.
Yeah, River stood there like...
Yeah, I'm like, how do I block this?
And Emmett, as you stand there, you see Tart and Vesh leave the room. And Blue reaches out again and grabs your arm. I bought you something.
You bought me something?
In
When?
Stormreach, I was given some coin.
Who gave you coin? That doesn't matter. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I liked it and thought you would too. And as he lets go, you see in your hand it's almost like a two-part brooch that would hold together the clasp on your cloak. And it's quite heavy. This is a heavy-duty brooch made of almost like a bronze metal, ornately decorated. This is the brooch of shielding. Thank you, Gems.
Nice. Emmett will look at it. And if Warforged could look like they were crying, he would almost start to look like that.
The man in the store said it would protect a friend.
It's perfect, Blue.
And even though he can't see, you see his eyes flash blue at that. And down the corridor, Tart, Vesh, and River, you follow. And you can go into the main hall again, very much like before. There is a table laid out with a lot of food, maybe slightly sparser than before, because they've lost almost half of their staff now.
Did we stop by the library on the way down?
You can stop on the library if you so
Cool.
wish.
I think that's where Matt and the captain were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can stop by. There's no pistol.
I was just looking. It's just I thought I might get a book. I love books. I'm a lore bard. I love books.
Now, is that tool score?
There
or
might
is
be a
that
bullet
fish?
in his chest. You can dig it out.
That's a great idea, Vash. No, that's probably, kind of those old ones, and it just went all mushy inside.
And
I could mend it for you.
Okay.
I'm feeling
No,
oh.
that you not.
So just the 7 bullets.
Just 7.
Cool. I
And
call it shebang in my
Shebang. I love
in
it.
my attacks.
Uh,
and you enter this grand hall after you've tried not to dig out a bullet of this man's chest.
I mean, is he
And-
dead? I mean,
Yeah,
do we
he's dead.
Yeah, that's why I was checking actually.
Don't lie
Dash
to
will take a
yourself.
moment just to put him in. Like, I mean, assume it's a library, so like a couch, we can like put a blanket over him. Or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, there are some servants coming around to try and
Okay.
clear things, as
It
it
was so
were.
nice.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna
He's
go.
not just a holster for another gun.
Bad tart, like squirt bottle. Get away.
So sorry.
But you can leave the library and head to the main hall, and you see this food laid out. You see Tyron stood by the window looking out over the city. And you can see it's sort of mid-afternoon now. Is it
Great.
help yourself?
Yeah, Vesh, he's all about Vera's wonderful cooking.
Yeah, and he, like, Tyron looks back and sees you wolfing it down. He's like, I'll let her know that you still really like her food.
Oh,
She's
I'll run back and let her know because he has a
I
little
wouldn't.
special.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Okay.
She's
But
the
she
one that
likes me.
stopped. Yes, but at the moment she's the one who stopped half the people in her kitchen. She is not in a good mood.
Oh, is she okay?
Oh, she's fine. They are not.
Gotcha. Yay, Vera.
And you see Pilot come bounding in and sort of come and sit by Vesh, sort of staring longingly at the food on his plate.
Vesh assesses how much food is available before slipping
There's
some
still a
to
lot of
Pilot.
food. There's still a lot of food available.
Vesh does slip some nibbles.
What does Tart do?
Well,
Clean her gun.
yep. No. She drinks a little. She had a rough night. So she's going to have some bubbly. And start dreading going into the jungle.
Yeah, Tyron comes and sits down, and you can see him sort of. He tops up everyone's wine and then pours himself one. And he shakes his head. I see how important this threat is now. I didn't really understand, but
Yeah, so all the shadow things that we were running from, this is them. So
and how do we stop them?
we go into the jungle and we keep a door from opening in a temple. Did I get it, Vesh?
That's the best that I can figure out. The door has to stay closed, but how are so many already out? I thought that maybe one or two, like the one who was in your mom, had gotten out, but there's so many. Unless
Maybe.
he just jumps and jumps and jumps. I don't think he's that quick. Could he be that quick?
Maybe the boxes? Maybe like,
Maybe it's like a way that they can be here for a little bit, but then have to go back, that they're not really out.
Sorry, did you say your mother?
yeah, but she's fine. I scared it away with my words. It was pretty cool.
Tart can be pretty scary.
Tyron sort of goes to just not, and then sort of quickly stops the obvious nod. And he looks to both of you.
It's okay, she knows.
I know.
Oh.
If we close the door, does it take out all the ones that are already here out, or does it just prevent more from coming?
Well, the door, I think the door is closed. Maybe that's a good thought, though. Maybe it likes open a crack or something, and that some snuck out. But I had a vision that they wanted me to go open it.
Because giants can open it?
That's what it seemed like. I mean, it was a giant who closed it and locked it.
Hmm.
So, quick question. Now that I've actually seen Ugora, was it Ugora who closed and locked the door? Okay.
So, my best guess is maybe that they either, like you said, they can't stay out here indefinitely while the door is closed, or they can't get rid of their hosts fully.
Maybe they're stuck inside other people instead of being able to just be out.
Mm-hmm.
What you think? Like they've always been here?
The Dalkior are ancient, just like our Kiore are, of my people. I mean,
Sorry, I'm not
Ugora,
good at understanding this.
I mean, how old are some of those tapestries? Or how old are the wars that are being depicted in those tapestries? I mean, that's kind of, I think, ancient history, right?
Uh-huh. And he just sort of nods, and you can see he's processing all of this information, and he's thinking to himself.
Ooh, I wonder, some of these, okay, that makes sense from some of the things I heard when I tried to go stay with the Kalishtar. When they closed the door last, some of them, not everyone was inside. These others have just been skulking around in the shadows, in the dark, and in people's nightmares for, well, since then. And now they are organized and trying to actively let everybody else out, maybe?
Right.
Well, if they're going after your mother, then they're going for powerful people, right?
Right.
And you could see him just like check behind him briefly, like, and
You're
they
probably
were
not that cool. Sorry.
Okay, and he looks semi-relieved by you saying this. So they went for Tart and Demetrius.
So Tart is pretty scary. Her mom is like Tart, giant-sized, but small. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, you're not nearly as scary as Tart even, and Tart's like you compared to her mom.
What?
You should meet her.
Carter's mom is kind of terrifying.
I've never had the honor of meeting your mother.
Tart's just smiling.
It's okay. Tart knows that her mom's scary.
Well, as head of this house, and you can see him try to puff up a little bit. He's not, but he's trying. I will come with you, if you would allow it.
With us aware to do what?
I don't know. Help. You saved my life. I mean, I'm not gonna repay the favor.
I just think it's adorable that he's forgotten that we kidnapped him.
All he's seeing is that you did save his life he thinks that you slept in the same room as him to protect him. He's not logging the I do not trust this person.
I did stay in there to protect him. Okay. How do you think that you could help, Tyron?
Well, you need to get places.
Yes.
I can get you places. I have yeah.
Supplies?
Yeah, I've got those. I've got supplies. I've got an airship.
That is so useful.
Yeah. Vesh doesn't know, but Tall Squall knows what his house is in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
And I can fight. I can. Like, and you think he's probably trying to affirm it to himself more.
Yeah,
than...
Let me just. What? Can he fight?
You probably guess that he has been trained from a very young age. He may not be confident about it, but he's been trained.
And if Tyron comes, Pilot could come, and Pilot can smell Dalkior.
But Pilot's great. Like, Pilot's really great, but I do have to come as Pilot comes. You understand?
I've
got an airship.
And big Pilot and Vesh look at Tart with big puppy dog eyes at the mention of an airship again.
It's not much, but it's small. It's not big and flashy. I mean, it could go past.
It's not big and flashy. It's secret.
Yeah, what he said.
Please, Tart, come on. We have our own airship.
What's it called?
It doesn't have a name. Should it
Perfect.
have a name?
We're going to name it. We'll have a group chat.
It can take us all the way to Last Chance and probably further.
What's Last Chance?
Last Chance. It's the Halfling Tavern and Settlement just before the jungle, where people call it the Last Chance before you go into the jungle. They're great. It's like a giant tavern, and it's run by House Galandra and what's it called? House Josico? I can't remember, but they're halflings, so they're both halfling houses.
When you say giant tavern, do you mean it's a giant tavern or a giant tavern? And he says it with absolutely no distinction between the two.
It's a big tavern that houses a lot of people. It's really good. I've been there once, but I didn't go any further. But I've been there once.
Okay, that sounds good. This airship, does it have cannons on it that require gunpowder?
No, it's a small ship.
I still like it. I still like the idea.
It's a nice little ship. My friend's the pilot, so.
Who's your friend?
I've known him since I was tiny. So, Ivan.
Ivan. Cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. If I ever wanted to get away from like my lessons or anything, he was really good at sneaking me out.
Cool. Airship with no name yet. Cool. That's great. Okay, I'm becoming more and more convinced that you can come with us.
Okay. But like I said, I can bring supplies and stuff. I just want to help, you know.
No, supplies are great. You should talk to River probably because she will know best what people need.
Yeah. I can sort of list out or something if you.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. God, I really want to go to sleep, but I'm pretty sure we'll just get attacked again.
But we can move. As soon as it gets dark, I can get us to the airship. Then, if I send word now to Ivan, he can.
Ooh.
Sleep on the airship?
Yeah.
Great.
Hard for people to sneak when you're up in the air. Just saying, Taj. Sleep on an airship.
We have also hit 10 retweets. So, River 1, Vesh 2, Tart 3, Emet 4. One. River, could you please roll me a 1d100?
Hopefully I do it right. Oh, yay! I remember.
So that's 72. Ooh, okay. So as you sit there, first of all, River, do you wear shoes?
No.
You have worn out, okay. And Tyron has started making a list of supplies and he's looking at all of you and like it's like he's counting in his head and remembering Emet. River, you don't have any suitable footwear? We're going into the jungle.
Oh, no. These are fine for jungle. These are fine for all terrains.
I mean, I could sort you. So you don't have to wear them, but I could sort you something.
I don't know. I've never worn shoes, so I don't know how they would.
I tell you what,
Go
I'll
on.
write it on the list, and then we'll. And he's scribbling down lots of words. And at this point, Emet, Blue is trying to sit up as he pushes himself up, and you can see the work that these two servants have done. He has an arm that is the right shape for him. They're both exactly the same size. It's almost as if it was a bandage, but you can see that metal has been welded across his chest, almost like an extra layer across, and he leans slightly to one side with the weight of it because he's not quite used to it yet, and he sits upright and he hits his head once and you can see one eye flash on. I can see, and then he does through one eye, and he sits there and he keeps just doing that off and on, trying to check.
As he sits up and says Emet, again, almost looks, if a warforged could look like they could cry. It's that relief of, yep, your eye's working again. Of course it is.
You
Arms are looking good. Yeah. Yep.
And he sort of cocks his head to the side. He's like, "Are you sure? You seem different."
You scared me. But I'm good. I'm fine. You're fine. So I'm fine.
Scared you?
Yeah. You scared me.
And it's like a blink with that one good eye. I was scared. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes, that's perfectly fine.
I didn't want to go. I was scared of leaving.
That's good, Blue. That's very good.
We should keep going. And he tries to stand. You can see him sort of move and sort of wobble to one side with this new extra weight.
You might reach out an arm and steady.
I was going to say, and he will grab the arm you reach out and stabilize himself. I have lost perspective. And he starts, putting his hand over his good eye again.
How about we go after you get used to moving around again?
I need to move around to get used to it.
Yeah, but we'll move around in here. Maybe try and go downstairs? In a minute.
And he starts walking around the room. He already, clanks into one of the walls, and he sort of clanks into the side of one of the bedposts. But he starts to walk around. And what are the rest of you doing? As the sun slowly starts to go down, Tyron seems to be ordering all these packs into the hall that look to be lots of supplies and lots of just gear in general. And he now seems to be dressed in something you probably never see him in normally. It's not smart clothes at all. It's simple trousers, boots, and a shirt. And almost like a cap, like a flat cap style thing, as he comes out and he's like, "Is everything here? Everything's ready, right?" And the servants are all nodding frantically. He's like, "Okay, start to head them Ivan's way, and then we'll catch up later." And you can see outside a lot of things already being loaded onto a cart, which you can assume are going to this airship. And he looks over to all of you. Should we go and see if Emmett is coming? Because they're coming with us, right?
Yeah, of course. We should go check.
Okay. And he sort of looks to you, but starts walking back along the corridor.
Cool.
Vesh looks to River. So, jungle. I've been out on the plains and on the roads and stuff before. But jungles are kind of new. I mean, it's one thing to go there kind of in your dream, and because it's all, it's a dream. But what are jungles like? I'm not scared or anything. He's lying.
Jungle. Have you ever been in the forest?
I mean, the trees next to the road are kind of like a forest, right?
A tiny one. So a jungle is kind of like a forest, but hotter and wetter.
Slippery wet.
Like, I don't know how to explain. How do you explain humidity?
I mean, like, are like when you walk, are things slippery because it's wet, and so you can slip easy?
Mm,
Because I fall a lot.
a little bit, yeah. The rocks are a little bit slippery, and yeah, and the air is wet. The air is wet.
Huh.
It's yeah.
But there's not like, I mean, I had to fight a wolf once, and that was really terrible and scary. I mean, but I mean, a wolf's just kind of a big dog. I mean,
Right.
that's like what's in a jungle, right? There's nothing like bigger or scarier in a jungle, right?
I've only been in a jungle once, but I didn't encounter anything scary. There's lots of insects and
Oh,
snakes.
and snakes.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hang out near you if that's okay.
They won't bother us. I'll talk to them.
You can talk to him.
Oh yeah, I can talk to all the animals.
Okay, I'm really gonna hang out with you when we go through the jungle. Because I figure Emek can protect Blue, and I'll protect you. Yeah.
Yes, I like this plan.
Okay. Thanks, River.
Thank you for protecting me.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I'm gonna do. I got a shield. See?
And you can spend the rest of this time preparing. You can see all the bags have been sent off, and Blue is slowly starting to walk around again, and the rest of you can head back to that room, and you see Emet. Well, what do they see Emet?
It probably looks like a parent following a toddler as Blue stumbles around everywhere, and Emet is like behind them, like trying to like steady them, almost like acting like the tricycle wheel, like, okay. Almost a little bit overly concerned than he should be.
Yeah, you can Blue is slowly starting to get his footing. He still walks with a slight slant, but he's smoother now. He's walking fairly smoothly. And as you all enter the room, he sort of exclaims, he says all of your names and sort of gives you a little wave and probably almost falls over at that point, but will steady himself again. And evening falls. And at that point, Tyron comes to you all. Are you ready? And you can see you shrugged on like this massive coat, this massive jacket. Again, this doesn't look like something maybe nobility would wear. But he looks to you all as everything's loaded on, apparently.
So, what kind of supplies did you get?
Food, wine, ale.
Bug spray.
What spray?
Bug spray.
Do you think we'll need that?
Okay, Last Chance has like a shop, right?
Well, yeah, it's a large tavern and a few yeah.
Okay, I assume so. It's by a jungle. Now, your weapon supply here.
Yes.
What just, in case anyone needs more weapons. What kind do you have?
What do you want? I mean, we're mainly a house of...
Oh, I'm not picky. I'm not picky with weapons right now. Just want to know so everyone can know what kind of weapons you have.
Well, I myself, and he pulls back like his coat. I have a rapier and
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
and a pistol and a,
Really?
a dagger. Like, and he sort of needs it, and he's like,
Sorry, my voice got very high.
yeah, a pilot's howling flying over the side.
You know what, Siren? I will take that for you.
Oh,
So I can protect you. I hear there's some kind of protection circle going around that I was not part of.
there is, like, and he sort of looks around at all of you, just
Very perceptive, I'm sure I heard it. So yeah, so I will protect you with 2 pistols.
okay. Should we go then? If
Yeah,
everyone...
no, I feel totally prepared now.
Oh, okay. After you, and he just sort of awkwardly offers the door to you.
Does Tyron have like a holster that he was holding that in? I don't have a holster, Alice.
Yeah, he's like one of those ones that's strapped around the body.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna like reach my hands under his jacket.
Yeah, he's like, he freezes up straight, like bright red. It's like, okay, after you.
Yep. And oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it around me now.
Vesh sees Tart with the 2 guns and looks over if we're like in the front hallway where I'm sure there is like between us coming charging in and everything else that has happened. He like just gets over and finds like the leg of a chair and just like, okay, I got a weapon.
Where did you get? Do you know what? Never mind. Like, he's like, you can
Well,
see Tyron now.
broken. The chair was broken.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Okay.
If this will work, is this okay, Tart?
Didn't you have a weapon?
No, just he has just shield and armor.
Do I have a weapon? I'm looking for something to give you. No, I don't. Well, I have a dagger.
I have a short sword. It probably is too small for you, but you can use it.
Yeah.
I have 2. You can have 1.
I don't want to take yours because
I have 2.
Vesh also does have a weapon.
do I?
You have a dagger.
Do I have a dagger?
You have Cole Cannith's.
Thank you.
dagger.
No, I don't. I gave it
Do
to
you
pay
not?
our way. I gave it to pay our way on the
You
airship.
did. You got.
I
Yeah,
gave
that's
it away. Golly, did I give away? I probably gave away a magic dagger, didn't I? Damn it.
That's amazing.
That's unfortunate, but that's pretty much on brand for Vesh. Yeah, he probably had a really cool magic dagger that he gave away. Okay,
That's
yeah.
perfect.
Cool. So you can borrow one of River's short swords.
Well, okay. Tyron, okay.
Well, I have a short sword and I have a bow, so I have plenty of weapons.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're set.
Are we ready then? And you can see Tyron stood by the door with Pilot sitting there, rather almost like he too is trying to stand like Tyron. Are we ready?
Is Pilot coming with us?
Oh yeah, no, I don't go without Pilot anywhere. Apparently, apart from the dreaming dark, apparently. But other than that, and it's getting dark, so it'd be good to go now.
Yes. Let's do it.
Okay. And he opens the door and just steps right out into the night. And it's a little bit cooler now that it's nighttime, but if anything, it's more of a pleasant temperature rather than anything else. And you can hear crickets and like cicadas everywhere as he starts to walk down the high street, quite just wandering, just like, as he goes, with Pilot at his side. Are the rest of you following?
Yeah. Tart will walk next to Tyron to watch his back.
Yeah, you can walk along. It seems like the streets are dying down a bit. It's pretty quiet out here, apart from the odd person like closing their shutters, and you can hear some laughter from inside a house. But it seems quite quiet, and he leads you further and further out of the city, towards the edge. And Blue is hobbling along at the back. He is on his way. He's a little bit slower than usual at the moment, but he's definitely there.
I'll fall back to Emet. Emet, are you sure that Blue should come with us?
Where else would he go?
I mean, well, he was working in a tavern when we met him. He could probably still do that. I just worry, in his current condition and where we are going, he might be in more danger.
You are correct. Emet will drop back to Blue.
I am getting better. And he just starts he's waddling almost at the back.
You were getting much better. Do you miss your tavern?
Why would I miss my tavern?
I mean, you didn't get shot in taverns. You could just serve people drinks. You were really good at it.
I was good at serving people drinks.
Would you want to do that again?
When?
Now?
I don't understand. Did I do something wrong?
No, Blue, you didn't do anything wrong.
Because my last owner gave me to you because I knocked drinks over a lot. Do I need to go somewhere else now?
No, you're gonna come with us on the ship, and it's gonna be amazing. And then Emet will go back up. Just a couple steps ahead of him.
Sorry I brought it up.
And Blue walks over to Vesh. Vesh?
Yeah?
Would you tell me if I did something wrong?
Well, yeah. I do stuff wrong all the time.
But am I useful? Or am I a hindrance?
I would probably be dead. I call that pretty useful.
And he sort of looks down at this newly welded chest, like this big mismatch of metal. He's like, am I still useful?
Vesh goes, well, let me check. And goes dunk, dunk, dunk. Ow! Yeah. That'll work. And he sort of leans over and pulls up on his side, and you can see sort of like an old scar. I fell into the display case once. And see? You get better.
Oh. Okay. I just want to stay. I thought I was part of this.
You are.
Okay. And he starts walking forward.
Huh. I wonder what would have given him that idea.
Just polishing my gun, practicing my quick draw.
I love that it's Vesh that's salty this week.
God forbid I not want him to get hurt again. What a monster!
Look, I was fed it, okay? I'm gonna... And you'll probably see Blue try and walk a bit faster. In fact, he walks past Emmet and he walks past Tart and goes towards Tyron and just stands and tries to keep up the pace. And you walk for quite a while. I do, however, need you all to make perception checks for me.
Oh.
Okay. On a
Related to smell?
17... On a 17, Emmet. As you check back to look at Blue as he sort of quickly hurries past you, there's a flash of something of like a reflective surface in the darkness.
Emet sees that and will move up to Tart, who is just casually cleaning her gun. Like nothing in the world is wrong.
No, sorry, it was just so shiny. Yes?
We may or may not be being followed. And then Emet will kind of tilt his head towards where he saw the flash.
Tyron, did you tell anybody to follow us to the dock?
Huh? No, why?
Shh. Damn it.
What? And he sort of gets to it, he's like, what? Like, as he slides up.
We're not exactly subtle to begin with.
Even less so now. Guns are very loud.
Maybe it's Marcus and Alana.
They are probably a sexy vampire couple, so they would be out at night. Okay, I will do what we do best and be the opposite of subtle. Hello?
Silence.
You're following us. You're going to be in big trouble. Okay, that was your only warning.
Emet will keep walking until he's standing behind Blue, in between Blue and where he saw the flash of light.
Tart, as you shout out into the darkness, can you roll me a perception check? Are you actually looking at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's more like it. 19.
On a 19, you see that flash. This is a flash of moonlight sort of dancing on a blade.
Is it that drow? Because I'm gonna shoot it. I shouldn't. But is it that drow? Maybe I won't. You don't ever know with me.
You see a second blade slightly further up.
Yeah.
Wait, these are in front of us or behind us?
Behind you.
Okay.
Like in the alley or like on the roof of something?
They're sort of peering out from behind houses. You're in the high street. Like Tyron has walked down the high street. He's not good at this.
Yeah. Oh god damn it. I probably shouldn't shoot anybody in the high street. Okay.
Darn.
So it's just kind of dark and I can see blades, 2 blades. Do they look like they're being held by the same person or are they like on opposite sides of the street?
These look to be two separate blades, so two separate people within the same nook. And as you look to your left, you see another one.
Can I see them in the dark?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Yeah, it's hard looking pretty directed and clocking these. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you, if anything, can smell them. you can smell, like, on one of them you can smell that faint sort of hint of tobacco, and on another you can smell wine, and another one you smell a very strong perfume, and in fact you recognize this scent.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. I think.
Do you see anything? I count 3.
Yeah, I can smell 3. Tobacco, wine, and
Yum.
perfume.
And you know it's that strong perfume from that drow you first met.
I've smelled this perfume before. It's that drow we met.
He had such a good name, and this is about the 3rd time I've asked you to repeat it, Alice. Like Johann, something like that.
It's
It's Johan.
Johan.
Johan. Yeah.
Nope, I'm gonna ask you again later. I'm gonna call him Jojo.
He's gonna hate that.
Good.
Just-
Well, he'll only be alive long enough to hear it once.
As they're looking, do they sort of point out at the rest of us, or?
Mm-hmm.
They-
Stop.
Oh, you're pointing out. Sorry, yes. That's what you-
Yeah.
Tart,
Yes, Vesh.
do we want to get away, or do we want to confront these people?
Well, there's, a difference between what you want to do and what you probably should do. We should probably keep moving because, they don't have an airship.
I
Haha.
can make a little bit of fog behind us, or I can make a lot of fog behind us, but that's it, because that's all I kind of can do right now.
I love it. Do it.
Do you want a little bit or a lot? He's kind of smiling a little gleefully.
A lot. I want a lot of fog so that they trip over themselves and they look super ridiculous.
So, enough, they're worse than me?
Yeah.
I cast Fog Cloud at 4th level, which is 160-foot diameter.
As he does that, I'm gonna look at the blade, and just guessing which one, because he tried to hit me with one. So whichever one looks the most familiar, I'm gonna cast heat metal on as we go.
Roll me another perception check. You've already burnt one of his hands.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I'm gonna use a reroll because I want to. Because I want to do this. Because I'm petty. 21.
On a 21,
I almost burned a different guy.
Yeah. Oh no, next one. Now on a 21, you see this dagger in the darkness, and you see this other hand reach past, which is very heavily bandaged as it steps forward out of the shadows. Are you casting this before Vesh
Yeah.
drops this fog?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you do, you hear an absolute scream. Just like that, as he drops this dagger, and then he's like, you can see this drow step out of the shadows, looking at both of his hands. Yeah.
I wave as Vesh casts the fog cloud.
Vesh looks at the party and goes, imagine if you will. This huge wave of, I guess, it's like, we kind of need to keep moving or it's going to catch up to us, because I can cast it 120 feet away, but it's
cool.
It's 80 feet in radius, so 160 feet deep. So I actually do it in between it, or how far away they are. I want to put them so they have the most fog to get through between us without engulfing ourselves.
Oh, you can. And you through this fog, you can hear Juan yelping at the top of his voice. He's like, my other hand! Like, you hear him, like, screaming through this fog. And Tyron has run. He's like, come on! Like, because he wasn't... And, I mean, you know you're safe, but Tyron does not. Tyron is running. And looking back to you as you do, like...
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll skip and catch up.
And he looks utterly, like, confused by this. And Blue is, like, hurrying and hobbling along through this
Emet
fog.
will, like, scoop up Blue.
Yeah, he's like, what? As you sort of, and you can run that much faster to catch up. But I also need you to make a history check for me, please, Emet. On an 11, you are reminded of the Dreaming Dark. You are reminded of when Vesh did this before and flooded the Dreaming Dark's version of Cyre. And it just gives you that twinge, that memory, if anything. As you run along, carrying Blue, you can hear these drows sort of shouting and yelling, sort of, where did they go? Like, you know, and all this sort of thing in the distance. Pilot is barking his head off at this fog as Tyron's trying to drag him away from it. And you reach the outskirts and you're walking or running sort of a slight jog, maybe for 15 minutes or so. And you see all this just dirt, this dirt land, and there's like a dip. And you see a wall, a stone wall, which what looks like to have just like a house on the inside and some gates that Tyron runs up to and just starts to push open. And you step into this courtyard, effectively. And you see a small, simple house. You see an orc sat there, feet, dirty boots, up on a table. Looks like he's reading a paper or something like that. He's got a drink on the table and you can see a puff of smoke sort of appear above this paper. And a huge... It's not what you thought it was. This is not an airship per se. This looks very homemade. This does not look like the ones you've normally traveled on. This looks like someone has actually taken a boat out of the water, attached these honeycomb-like sails to it, and these huge, ridiculously over-the-top engines are strapped to the back. This does not look modern. And you can smell that sort of almost like mechanic, that sort of, especially river, this will probably almost, like the smell will really take over. You smell soot, fire, the oil and like the grease. As you see Tyron step forward with almost what seems like a little bit more confidence. You just hear, Ivan, like that. And this orc stands up, puts his paper down, and you can see him just take off these tiny little round like spectacle glasses and throw them aside, sort of. And you hear Tyron as he jumps up, and Tyron doesn't really move very far, but Ivan does run towards Tyron and do that very sort of big brother thing, pick him up and then ruffle his hair so much that it hurts, sort of thing. And for a moment you almost forget that Tyron is a lord. It looks like Ivan doesn't care about this man's status or anything at all to that respect. And for a moment there, you can see Ivan is grabbing Tyron's face like with his hands and just like, look at you, and like you sort of giving him like a knock around the side of the head before looking back at you. Like, oh, hello, are you the others then?
Yep, we're the Midra squad.
Wow, that's a name.
We have to change on the boat. So does this is the ship, Tyron?
he's like, yeah, this is Ivan's ship. And Ivan's like, that's her, and slaps it. And you can hear one of the engines go, ka-chung, as if something definitely moves in that engine.
Is it gonna
It's the
get us
coolest
there?
airship ever.
Both of the actions.
Thanks. Like, and Ivan walks up to Vesh and he stands there and he's almost at he's about Vesh's height. He's very broad, he's very large, he's an orc. As he stands there and holds out his hand, this very grubby hand covered in like engine oil and sort of thing. He's like, nice to meet you, kid, I'm Ivan.
Vesh is finishing a cookie from and he has another one of his plates. He goes, he's got his hand full, so he hands him a cookie. And he goes, this is from Vera. Hi, I'm Vesh. Your ship is so cool. Look at the size of the engines on that.
And like Ivan looks at her and is like, I really like this kid. Like, and just starts eating the cookie and starts. You can see him. He's like loading all of these packs and bags on. And Tyrone walks over to all of you. He's like, I mean, I know it's not like a fancy one, but I figured that's what we needed. You know, like not something that was obvious, like snazzy.
Yeah, no, it's great. She's like looking at it and trying not to make any faces.
Do you like it?
It's a ship. Yeah, no, it's going to be really, really. Have you ever flown in it before?
Yeah, of course I have. We made it.
Oh, cool.
Lovely handiwork.
Yep. Sweet.
Thanks. And
Mhm.
we can all get on now if you want.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the bottom half is like Tarlin's, and the top half is like an airship.
A shadow crosses Tart's face when you say Tarlin's name, because she didn't point him out to y'all in the dreamy dark.
I'm just all about giving you all the guilt today.
Oh, wow. You have not succeeded once. Oh, well.
We can get on if you like, and get off, as soon as possible, maybe.
Yeah, let's get off as soon as possible.
Vesh waits for Emmet and goes, this time we go on a boat together instead of me running off.
Emet claps you on the shoulder. He's like, yeah, this time we're gonna go together. And then Heavy sighs and is like, all of us together, and hugs Blue a little bit closer and pulls him onto the ship.
Yep, you can walk up like this gangplank effectively. It looks like a plank of wood, literally, that has been propped up against the ship for you to walk on. And all of you will see it bow a little bit as Emet walks across holding Blue. And Ivan is at the helm with this old school like ship's wheel. He's like, come on, up we go, as he sort of starts like gesturing for you all to come on.
On River, we're going to the jungle. I'm gonna protect you. You're still coming, right? You're coming to the jungle, right? You're coming, right, River?
Yes. I'll tentatively walk onto the ship, like put one foot on, like, is it gonna fall out of the sky?
Yep, come on. All aboard.
Yep, we are getting on this ship. Yep, that's what we're doing. Tart's gonna start like looking around for like a cabin or like berths. Where are we staying?
Yeah, no, Ivan and goes, right, your cabins are down there. I'm afraid there's only 4, and then it's pretty much muck in and sort yourselves out.
That's fine. I will stay with Tyron.
And again, you see him just like shivering. You're not sure if it's fear or embarrassment. And Ivan's just like, oh, and starts.
Vesh looks to the orc and goes, yeah, they slept together last night. And just sort of walks off.
Yep. Yep.
Totally innocently, just
Yeah, Tyrant runs. Effectively, he runs to one end and he sort of whispers into Ivan's ear, who's just like, "Yeah, sure you did," and sort of like pushes him aside a bit. He's like, "Come on, Tyrant, power him up," and Tyrant's like, "Yeah," and he rolls up the sleeves on his jacket, and you see him approach the mainsail, this mast, which he unhooks and starts to touch. You see almost like this billowing, like honeycomb type sail. And as he does, he opens like this small wooden latch, and metal, like a metal side, comes out, and he goes, "Okay, we haven't done a takeoff in quite a while, so hold on." And you see, probably particularly Vesh, his hands start to get staticky, and lightning starts to like sparkle between his fingertips, and he just touches this metal, and you just see it's almost like this generator. You can feel like the ship power up as he looks up in the sail. It's like it suddenly fills with air, and he's like, "Oh, okay," and you feel the ship tip as it starts to rock and take off, and he's like, and you can hear Ivor going, "One more," and he's like, "Right," and he pushes in, and it's like this lightning shoots up through the mast, and you all feel this whoosh as you effectively just go up. You don't even go forward, you just go up with this thing. Can you roll a dexterity for me, please? Because this is not a steady
shit, I'm
ride.
gonna fall off.
Check a saving throw.
Saving throw?
Oh,
one?
yeah, let's do a saving throw.
Cool. Tight. Yeah.
You on. I need to roll. Oh no. Emma's holding.
It's me.
Oh wait, hold on, Tall Squall, don't click it. If this was obviously gonna be a bad takeoff,
You can tell.
Tart would have her hand on Vesh, and say, you can just hold on to something, and she'll pat him on the shoulder and give him inspiration. See, I do use it. Nailed it.
Nat 20. So Vesh, you start weaving your hand amongst some of this rope that's at the edge of the ship. And as this takeover, you feel your stomach lurch, but you stay in place. Emmet, because he's holding Blue, wasn't ready, and just sort of, you see him just crash over as they just sort of fall over onto the deck. But the rest of you, as much as you're trying to gather yourselves, you do manage to stay upright, and it's like you just up and up into this night sky. And you can hear all the crickets and the cicadas slowly start to fade as you get higher and higher. And finally, Tyron takes his hands off this board. Like, ow. Like, he's like, we need to just fix the burning sensation. He says as he walks over to Ivan.
Vesh is fascinated by what he just saw. Speechless, fascinated.
That's a word for it.
Are there windows?
This is like you are on the deck of a ship.
Oh,
You're on the deck of like an ocean-based ship. You can see some cabins down below where they gestured, but otherwise this is open. Like, you felt that rush of air as you shot upwards. And Blue is getting to his feet, just like, he seems to actually walk slightly better with a slight rock. It's like it counters it for him as he wanders around.
River's gonna go to the edge and like peer over the side.
Yeah, you look down, mainly into darkness as it's dark, but the stars completely surround you, and this moon is ridiculously big. And that's sort of providing the light for everything. You're all sort of bathed in it right now. Below, you can see Stormreach, but you can see leaving Stormreach, heading towards the jungle.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, Vesh needs to go to sleep.
And Tara's like, there's cabins, we can,
Yeah, you look pretty tired too, Tyron.
I'm not that tired. You can hear like the break in his voice. I'm fine. And Pilot is like snuggled up on like some of the sacks out on the deck. He's like, I can sleep out here with Pilot. Fine.
Okay. I'm sure nothing will happen.
No. And he looks confused by that. But you see him sort of go and sit down by Pilot and just be like,
No
sort
air
of...
pirates, no dragons. Yeah, it's pretty safe out here. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you think so. And he settles back, like hopping himself back, shoves the dog out the way a little bit, and then wraps his massive coat around him and just awkwardly tries to get some sleep.
I'm gonna go get a blanket for him.
Oh, by the time you get back, he is snoring.
Yeah, I'll just put it over him and then go sleep.
Yeah.
While Tart is gone below deck getting a blanket, Vesh just asks one question. So if you put more lightning in it, does it go faster?
He's like, who are you asking, Ivan or?
Ivan's there. Instead of asking,
He's like, right?
Yeah, no, I'll ask Ivan. So yeah, before Vesh does anything, he's about to fall asleep on his feet, but he wants to know one question. Having seen that, he's like, so if you put more lightning in the board, does it go faster?
To an extent, yeah, but we did find once he overloaded it and that blew an engine. That's why this one, you hear doof, doof, as he knocks on like this metal thing. It's like, that's why there's so many weldings on this one.
Okay.
Why?
And he just puts up his hand and sort of does just a little bit of his shocking grasp and goes, I kind of can do that too, but like I can also like do a lot more.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll let you do the next takeoff.
Vesh's eyes just go like saucers and don't tell Tart, and then goes running off downstairs.
Yeah, you can run off downstairs. It's just a small, like tiny little wooden staircase and like these slide wooden door rooms that are very basic. You've got literally
Vesh falls down the stairs.
Yeah,
I was about to say, you can run, Vesh, but you can't hide.
I was going to say, small little steep staircase on a boat. Yeah.
Would Tart already be downstairs at this point?
Yeah, she was probably just about to go bring the blankets back up.
Yeah, you as literally as you step out of this room you've taken, you see Vesh crash.
I'm fine.
Cool. And you see Tart's changed outfits while she's been in there. So now she's dressed like a gunslinger, okay? She's got like a blousey white shirt, but there's like a red corset, and that's where the holsters are attached, and she's got like short shorts on. She looks incredible. Her haircut is not this haircut too, so they're working on a lot of levels.
Yes, you can have that.
I have my bag. I'm sure it was in there.
Let's see what's to the west. So Vesh will look and go, oh, so are we dressing like we're from the Talenta Plains?
Yep.
Okay.
She like steps over him and starts heading
I'll
up the
see what I can do.
Yep.
You're gonna the worst Western.
It's like all that cow
you've
pattern.
ever seen tomorrow morning.
Oh my god, is it gonna be like Woody out of Toy Story?
It's gonna totally be Woody out of Toy Story.
Amazing.
The run.
Tall, thin, and with arms and legs that just
run.
go everywhere.
Yes.
And how about River? Is River still just out looking out over the edge? Where would she sleep? Would she go to a cabin or?
No, she's gonna sleep outside
Okay.
in the air. she prefers that. Sleeping in the, you know.
Yeah, you can find like one of the sacks or something that's easy to prop yourself up against. And you'll see Blue stood by the side, just like looking over, not far, but he's just like, you know, when things go past quite quickly, he's like, whoa. Whoa. As he's just watching, because you're going quite fast at the moment. What's it meant?
Good night, Blue.
Ah, good night, River.
Emet will go up beside Blue. And as that fog that Vesh sends out.
Yes?
Does it remind you of anything? Do you recognize it?
It reminds me of some things. What does it remind you of? I saw it in the Dreaming Dark.
Wait, you saw it in the Dreaming Dark?
Yes, just like you. Such a look I get normally.
Yeah.
Were you in the Dreaming Dark, Blue?
Of course.
Wait, at the same time that I was?
Yes, I watched you in the forest.
How did you get out?
I followed your voices. And that nice lady pointed me in the right direction.
Huh. I'm sorry I didn't notice you there.
I wasn't there fully. My body stayed. I don't understand it, really. But the kind lady told me some things as to why I couldn't find my body.
What did she tell you?
And you see he's thinking. It's like he's trying to think, and he blinks a couple of times. Time is not relevant in the Dreaming Dark. My body wasn't there yet. What?
Is that where he went when he kind of glitched that time?
Maybe.
Oh.
It wasn't there yet.
Correct.
Well, how about we make sure the body doesn't go there?
It won't. I'm fine now. And sort of pats the world.
Oh. That's good. That's good.
I saw a battlefield in real time. I saw Cyre again.
Were you there in Cyre?
And he just nods.
Yeah. I'm sorry you were there.
It's fine. That mist was unnerving, though.
Yes, it is.
She told me our acts in the Dreaming Dark affect our world. That's how they get in sometimes.
Through mist?
No. It's a doorway. It's an in-between. It shouldn't be able to be affected by those already there, those who have been there too long. But we were in there. You were in there. Vesh, River, Tart was in there. So you affected the world, apparently.
Did she say how we would affect it?
It's already done. What you did there has happened.
Huh.
It might not have happened now. It doesn't have a time scale.
Time is relative there.
James got it.
Okay.
I just know not to go back.
That's a good thing to know.
But now, we're going to go to the jungle.
Are you excited for the jungle?
No, I don't know what a jungle is.
We'll see if you like it.
And he goes to sit down, not far from Tyron. You think he's sitting there more because of the dog than anything, because every now and then he reaches out and just touches the dog. Not like a pat, like it's like he doesn't know what to do with it. And the night goes on. And Emet, if you don't sleep, you can hear Ivan snore at the helm briefly. And you hear just like a as he wakes up quickly and steers again. And you drift for a while through the night, and the sun starts to come up, and probably River, you will feel that heat of the sun sort of suddenly coming up on your skin, and that mugginess from the jungle, and that just the what you said, that damp sort of atmosphere. And Emet, you can see the sun is up. Ivan seems to be eating something as he sort of steers this ship around. What are the rest of you doing?
It's morning?
Yes, it's morning.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, Vesh probably slept in as he needed a long rest to get himself long rested. So it was a long night. He had a full belly from all the eating and Vera's snack pack. So, so he does sort of probably gets up hungry and starts wandering around to try to figure out where there is some food for morning, even if it's just rations or porridge or dry porridge.
There's a lot there. There seems to be a lot of bread, a lot of cheese, and bits and bobs like that. There is some fruit, but you can already feel it just going that slight mushiness because of how.
Oh, it's almost bad. It needs to be eaten. And he's like going through it. Anything that's even remotely. And it probably takes some food upstairs just to sort of see if he sees River up there. River, you want some breakfast?
You're muted, River.
Oh, I would love some breakfast.
I have bread and there's some fruit. It's starting to go, so we better eat it, right? We're supposed to eat it. Yeah,
absolutely.
And there was some smoked I like jerky or something. I don't know. Do you eat meat?
Oh yeah.
So here, it's good. It's salty.
Thank you.
Vash, are you eating the rations?
No.
Okay.
Which ones are the rations?
The jerky?
No, there was it. Some was on the ground and it was going bad.
Okay. Tart's going to come up and grab like an apple or something.
Yeah.
Vesh is there with a big piece
Yep.
of jerky, like,
Ignore it. And she's going to like go back to the deck and like keep practicing her quick drop.
And Vesh and River probably met as well. You will hear lots of squawking as all along the side of the boat, these like huge colourful birds, like parrots almost start. It's almost like they just start to engulf the ship as they fly past, and it's like they're flying along with you for a bit, but it's more that you're in their path than anything. And one by one, a few of them start to land on the deck. One of them lands on Vesh's head, 2 of them on Imet, and they sort of just hop around on deck, and if any of the juice from like the fruit from where Vesh is eating, or the jerky, they're sort of pecking at it. And you can hear Ivan like, get off, like just sort of trying to swipe at these birds.
They like the seeds.
Yeah, but they ruin the ship. Like as he sort of swings again, like at some of these, at some of these parrots.
Okay. Yeah.
When you might notice
Nice
that
new
he'll
Woody outfit.
Yeah.
Trying to look like a Western.
Emmett will shoo away the birds.
Yellow and black plaid. It was a scrap that was down in his. It was the blanket.
Yeah, he's just in a poncho. Like
Pretty much. It is very much just he has slit a hole in the center of the bank, and so he's got like a Clint Eastwood, just big bandito. I don't know what those are called. I guess it's
a poncho. Yeah.
I guess it's like a poncho. Just a,
yeah, and Emmett, you're swiping the birds, right?
Yes, if they poop everywhere. Emmett does not like them.
Blue is holding one, like it's landed, and he doesn't know what to do with it, so he's just holding it. But it starts off sitting on his finger, but he's just picked it up, and he's like, not hurting it, he's just very confused by what it is as he looks at it up and down, and then just over the side, like throws it, like he's thinking it's got to fly, so he thinks he's got to return it. And Tar, as you're stood on the edge of yours, what are you doing with these guns? Are you twirling them? What are you doing?
I'm literally seeing like how fast I can pull them out of the holsters, and then probably trying to twirl them.
Yeah, you can do this. You're sort of stood on the edge, and you're like, as you practice all this swirling and stuff, and you hear footsteps behind you. Like, excuse me. As Tyron is behind you, sort of as you sort of spin one of these guns around.
What's that?
I saw this, and I thought it was pretty, and I thought you would like it. Maybe I'll go with your outfit. Like, and he is like bright red, and he's like scratching the back, like rubbing the back of his neck. He's like, because it might go with something you're wearing. I don't know. I thought you might like it. And he just like puts it in your hand and sort of quickly backs away and almost runs off. And you see him run past back down onto the deck, and Ivan's just like shaking his head, watching him go past. And you open up your hand to this very small, delicate, like silver ring. With, in the center, it seems to have been decorated with swirls, but lining it all the way around what looks like a mix of lapis lazuli and sapphires, sort of a very bright blue. And this is your gift from Jen's song, which is Ring of Water Walking.
Ooh.
And Tyron, you can see, is like looking at Ivan like, "What you looking at?" Like as he sort of walks past and helps himself to some cheese and starts heading back over.
Well, it's not a gun, but I like it.
You already have a gun.
I have 2.
You do have 2 guns.
I love it.
You can see Tyron like awkwardly looking back to see if you're, and if you look at him, he'll be like looking in the opposite direction, which is probably obvious to everyone else that he's behaving weirdly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she'll put it on.
Emet will lean down to Blue, like, Blue, if you watch, I think this is some sort of courting or mating ritual.
And he looks there, stood up with like a parrot in each hand, and is like, oh, and stands up and walks uncomfortably close to Tyron and just looks at him. Just a parrot in each hand, which one of them is really squawking, one of them is just quite chill about it. But Tyron's like, what? And Blue just stares down at him. Does he do this a lot?
It's fine. He's learning.
Learning what?
Curiosities of soft people.
Soft people? What? You mean like me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And he's like, well, it's a little unnerving, so I'm gonna go below deck. Like, and he just sort of really awkwardly shuffles away. And you travel not that much, maybe another hour or so, and you can see out across this just dense, thick jungle. And it seems to go on for miles and miles. You can't see the edge of this jungle. And Ivan, you can feel the ship tip as he's turning it. And you start to hear voices, like laughter, music, just vibrance of life down there. And if you look over the side of the ship, it's like someone has gone and cut a clearing in the middle of this jungle. Like someone has just made a space, and you can see a huge house, which you can suspect is the tavern. But it's huge. There's so many floors on this place, and you see a few other buildings dotted around it, but that's about it. As Ivan sort of starts, you can hear the engines kick in as they start to fold down, and you feel the ship start to lower. Is it probably best to gather your things? They'll probably try and book you a room straight away.
Great. Let's do it, and then we figure out where the hell we are going.
There's probably someone there that will know something about it. I wouldn't worry. There's all sorts stopping here. It's the last point until you head into the jungle.
Okay, we're going to do it. We need to get Emet a new outfit and River a new outfit too. But I'm sure we can do that there.
So,
Sorry, go on.
so we can't fly over the jungle?
We'll probably do some of it. We're going to stop off here. I need to fill her up.
Oh, okay.
I need backup. I can't just have Tyron powering it the entire time. Or you. Like, he sort of like gives you a wink. But he's like, I need to do some maintenance before we head off. I don't know what sort of weather we're going to be facing out there. And he sort of gestures, and you see a huge black cloud over in the distance.
Mm.
Ooh. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, the outdoors. Yay.
And you feel it coming to land, and you can see there's quite a few halflings running around. They're sort of holding their arms up, trying to get the rope that's holding either side that Tyron is feeding over to them as they start to fix it to the floor. And there's with one final really awkward like jerk and bump, this ship comes down to a standstill. And you hear, "Welcome!" as this one halfling comes out in very bright, colourful clothing. A very bright waistcoat, bright shirt, bright trousers, everything you can imagine. And a small hat. And you just hear...
Munchkin Man.
You see, that's you hear, Tyron! Like, and Tyron's like, hi! And sort of jumps off. He's like, I can never remember this guy's name. And gives him like a hug and a pat on the back. And he's like, you brought friends! And sort of looks to all of you.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Warforged. We don't get many of you here. There's only 3 in.
More than the last town.
True. They normally come out here because of that.
And you sort of see this halfling turn on their heel. They're grabbing as many bags as they can. And you see, like, with a click of the fingers, a few more halflings appear, like, hoisting up these big bags you've got, and they start heading towards the inn.
What can I do you for? 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, no nights. I mean, I can do dinner, I can do drinks. We've got a great band going on right now.
Food would be good. Maybe someone who knows the jungle we could talk to. Depending on what time of day it is right now, we may need a night here.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Anything for Tyron? And he's like, it's like looking at Ivan. And this halfling marches into this huge building. Like, this is ridiculously huge. There looks to be maybe 13 to 14 stories of this wooden tavern-like building. There's balconies around each level. You can see lots of people sat on these balconies looking out. This is almost like a hotel rather than a standard inn. This looks to be purpose-built, and the smell of food coming from this place is a halfling inn, so there's a lot of good, like, food and drink smells coming from this. And you see a big sign carved out in wood across the top saying, "The Last Chance." And there's these 2 big double doors that this halfling sort of almost merrily just pushes through.
Sweet. There's no one to hand my bags to here. I will carry my own bags because I'm very capable and follow after.
Blue is trying to walk behind you and carry your bag.
No.
He's just trotting behind you.
No, it's fine. I got it. I totally got it. I got it.
You should let him be useful.
Sorry, you know what? I feel, the weight from all these guns is like dragging me down here. I'll hand Blue one of the bags.
And he's just, you see him go, and he starts to just walk in front of you, and he walks.
That's the one with the shoes.
Yeah. Because all the shoes you need in the jungle.
You need a lot of shoes.
Sorry, go on.
Vesh is, he'll grab a bag or 2, but is just probably looking up at this structure, which is, it's like almost confusing to him because he's like, it's a giant size structure, but it's parsed into human-sized things. So he's just kind of like, what? Yeah. He's trying to figure, he is convinced that it probably was built by a giant. Convinced. And so he's trying to find the telltale things to point them out to everyone. Even if it's not, but he's convinced.
How about River? What's River doing? Because your nose is probably going insane right now because you are literally on the edge. You're surrounded every inch by jungle. You can smell all these different, almost like perfumes, and you smell a lot of the birds overhead as well, which again, you see a halfling with a broom on one of the balconies up, like trying to like swipe at them with a broom.
River's just looking around, trying to take it all in, because, okay, she's trying to identify every distinct smell she can. Like, okay, that one goes to that. She's just taking it all in. And she has her own bags, because she just has her backpack.
And what about you? Oh, sorry, go on, River.
Oh, I was just gonna say, she's a ranger, so she travels light.
And how about Emet? What's Emet doing? You've just seen Blue take his bag off of Tart.
Emet is carrying probably the rest of the luggage that no one else got. Just hoisted over his shoulder, casually carrying things. Getting ready to resign to sit there and watch people eat and drink and then probably sleep again.
Yeah, you walk into this room and you see that actually it's not 13 levels. This is a whole building that goes straight up, and there's balconies on the inside as well with all the rooms laid around. This is like a full open tavern. You can see a huge bar, big wraparound bar in the middle, and tables everywhere. A few on the higher up balconies outside some of the rooms. There's a lot of people in here. Elves, dwarfs, orcs, mainly halflings. This is 2 halfling houses that have come together to create this space. And there is a band in the corner really playing to their heart's content. And you can see a lot of people dancing to it all as well. And this halfling is striding forward, and he walks over to the side. You see this big, almost like a dumb lift waiter, just lifts it up and starts putting all your bags in, and then after shutting it, bangs on it, and you can hear a clank as it starts to go up the side of this wall, about 5 or 6 stories up.
Right, they'll be off to your room. What can I get you?
As he sort of like shifts behind the bar, and as you stand by the bar, you look and you see it's human like size, but the other side of it is like a raised walkway where all these halflings are walking along and serving drinks.
Right, so refreshments, and maybe point me in the direction of someone who knows the jungle really, really well.
Oh, we have got someone that knows the jungle really well. He normally comes in about,
And he pulls out like this tiny little pocket watch.
give it 3 hours. He's normally in by then.
Great. Love it.
I'll point you out to him.
Yes, we are very easy to spot.
And he sort of looks at all of you.
Yeah, you are.
It's like he's looking at most of your outfits rather than who you are, because you see some Warforged, like there's one of them just sat very silently at a table with 3 dwarfs, and you see another one walking around serving drinks. And they're here and there. They don't seem to be a problem here, or they don't seem to be... You think there's less of them here, purely because there aren't that many in this area, not because they've been driven out or anything like that. And Tyron is like leaning at the bar, like, what do we want?
Do you have sarsaparilla? Or like root beer?
Sarsaparilla? Wow, okay. Do you have sarsaparilla? Like, he's like shouting over the bar. And this halfman's like,
Of course we do. We're not like known for our hospitality for nothing.
and he sort of like leans down and starts like mixing and making these drinks. And like Tyron looks towards River, Emet, and Tart, like, you don't drink, he says, looking at Emet. Is that correct? Do you want something?
I do not drink.
Oh, okay. So I didn't want to be rude. And you both?
I drink everything.
Anything?
Pretty and strong. She likes pretty and strong.
Yes, I do. In all aspects of things. Pretty and strong.
She can have my drink.
Okay. I would like the prettiest, strongest thing you've got, please, if that's possible. And this halfling sort of gives you a bit of a wink, and then you see him sort of like step down these steps. It's like he disappears behind the bar as he goes down 3 steps, and you can hear like some shaking of what's maybe ice and some pouring of like bottles and things like that. And just briefly, there's like this puff of purple just above, and then he comes up with this smoking drink and pushes it forward.
There you go. And what about you?
And he looks at River.
Oh, I finally get to try sarsaparilla. That's what I'll have.
That's all. Okay.
And he starts, pouring it all in. And Tyron looks at what Tart has. He's like, I'll have one of those as well. And again, you see that this halfling disappear, and then very quickly that puff of smoke can come back up again. So,
Feel free to choose any table you want, and I can send some food over. What would you like? Specials today is, well, anything chicken, really.
What's that smells so good?
That's probably the wild boar. You want wild boar? Would you like it in sausage form, steak? And he starts listing off.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, all of it.
Yep.
Yes, please.
He's
That's
a
mine.
growing boy.
That he is.
And you again, you see this trot down the stairs, and there's a big trap door at the center behind the bar, and he lifts it up, and as you see this smoke come out, and just all these aromas of this food, and you can see what looks like one of the busiest kitchens you have ever seen.
He's just like, we want wild boar, one of everything.
As he sort of shouts down, and you hear a
Say thank you to the cook for me.
Oh,
they're all down there, and you hear about 13 to 14 halfling voices go, "Aye," as he closes the door again.
He uses thaumaturgy to throw his voice out there. Thank you, cooks.
They all sort of raise their hand, and you hear a happy sort of recognition of what you said, and you can find a table, and as you all sit down, Blue sort of steadies himself, sits awkwardly on a stool. You can see he's still trying to get used to his weight, and he sits there steadily, and you can all sit down, and Tyron is looking at this drink, looking mildly terrified.
Tyron, we should race.
We should what?
Race.
What, like a running race?
No, like a drinking race.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, wait.
Steady?
Do I just have to drink really fast, right?
Go.
And he just grabs it and just starts chugging, and you can see his face is as he's drinking this drink. Can you roll a Constitution save for me? And he's going to as well.
Please not one. Please not one. Please not one. Please not one.
No.
You always drink good.
That was Tyron though.
Oh no.
On a 6, you see him sit back as he puts it down. He's like, "Woo! That hits you really fast." Is that what racing is? Running. What did you call it?
Yep, racing.
We should have another one.
Okay.
And you can see him, so he stands up as if he's trying to stay quite proudly, but he does stagger slightly to the left. He's and walks over to the bar.
Wait, maybe we shouldn't.
And he stood there with these 2 made drinks now,
We'll sip this time.
and he picks them up, and you can see he's focusing so hard on both the drinks and his feet right now. As he sits you down.
Great.
Either way, I'm going to make you make another Constitution save on this drink.
Okay. Even better than the first time!
Just can't get Lauren.
Oh my god!
Never gonna get me home.
Tyron, you see, sip this drink, and that one sip is too much. His head just goes bang on the table.
I catch it. I catch it so it doesn't hurt.
And Ivan just pats him never been a drinker.
No, I had the funny feeling.
Yeah, and this sort of party is going on around you. You feel like maybe there's probably a party here every day, you probably feel. And soon about 4 or 5 halflings come out with these huge platters of all this meat, basically. There's like wild boar sausages, steaks, fillet, all these different things, and then loads of accompaniments like these big potato salads and all these other like roasted beautiful things, as they come over and put like a jug of ale over on the counter as well.
If you need anything, just ask.
Thank you.
Maybe a pillow.
A pit. Oh, can't have. You did this last time.
And he walks away. And not too long after, do you see them come back with like a blanket, which they just grab his hair, lift it up, put it underneath, and put him down again.
Around in like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Tart will go dancing. There's music playing. She will go dancing.
Yeah, you can dance, you can twirl, you sort of, it's almost like got a dance floor. There's lots of people filling this dance floor. And you will, there is a small child that is what looks to be a halfling child, very, very small, in like a little dress, and she stood on the dance floor, like literally just swirling this dress around and sort of laughing to herself as well. And she wanders over and looks at the table, the rest of the table, from Tart to the rest of the table, and looks at Emmet and just holds a hand out.
Emmet will take her hand.
And she just does it without a word, just starts to walk you over to the dance floor. And as you stand on this dance floor, the child takes both your hands and stands on your feet and just looks at you expectantly.
Emmet looks up at Tart and starts to move, and then like stage whispers, like this. I think this is what I saw you do.
Yeah, you are stepping from one foot to the other. Yeah. Try to like put one foot behind the other. I'm going to try to show you how to do a grapevine.
Okay. And Emmet will follow Tart's steps and dance with this tiny little halfling child.
This is tiny. This is like you're almost bending over to hold the hands of this child. What does Vesh and River do?
I look over to River and, well, I'm eating it. The first thing I'm eating.
Yeah, River's eating as well. That's why her and Vesh bonded, you know. He speaks her language. Food.
I look over at the Warforged sitting with the dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Does he seem like well maintained? Like all sort of...
He seems all fixed up. Like he looks, if anything, he looks quite clean, like polished.
Hey, River, do you have any money?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We might need
You need
a lot.
money?
But, well, I'm thinking, well, I need your help too.
Okay.
And
Anything for a friend.
I kind of lean over to her and goes, I look over because I assume Blue still has one bad eye.
Yeah, Blue has a very bad eye. It's like it's completely shattered. But you can see him just like nodding along to the music.
And so I'm whispering, just going, I wonder if that Warforged over there might know where we could get a spare eye for Blue. I just don't know how much it's going to cost. I'm not good at talking to people because Tart does that when I'm trying to buy things.
Oh, I can go ask.
Okay. Do you need my help, or I can finish off this rest of the boar?
Oh no, you eat. I'll go ask.
Thanks, River.
Of course.
It's a surprise. Shh.
And River, are you walking over to this table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You walk over to this table and there's like 2 or 3 dwarves sat there. They seem to be laughing and joking, and a Warforged sat fairly silently by them. And they see you approach and they're like, Hi. You all right there?
Hello. I just wanted to ask your friend here a question. Maybe he can help my friend out.
Your friend? Who's that?
Well, he's over there, but it's a surprise, so I don't want to point him out because then, he might see you looking at him.
And like, they do look, but like they realize you're trying to keep it a secret, and it's like trying to look subtly, if dwarves can do that. And they look at him, it's like, he seems fine to me. I've never seen someone go through that much wild boar that quickly.
Oh no, a different friend, not that one.
Oh,
my friend, he's Warforged, like this guy.
Oh, all right, yeah, that's fine.
And he got shot.
Oh, who shot him?
Yeah.
There's no war going on, is there? You missed something, and they all sort of laugh with each other.
No, this was before we got it. This was somewhere else. But now his eye is shattered and he needs a new one. And we were wondering if you knew where to find one.
Oh, yeah, they're easy replaceable when you've got your own. Like, and this guy just sort of reaches down, pulls out a bag, and flicks it open, and you hear like a rattle, and it sounds like there's lots of spare parts in here, and he's like picking up all these different sizes, and he sort of again tries to sneakily look back and weighs it up again, and Blue's there at the moment, like bobbing along to the music. So that one, you can try that one if you want.
Okay, how much is it?
Oh god, no, have it. It's unfair. The Warforged get enough stick as it is. Just don't tell them I gave it to you, otherwise people are going to be wanting stuff. Like, he puts his bag down.
I'm good at keeping secrets. Thank you so much.
No problem. And soon after that conversation, Blue does get up. And Imet, as you're moving along with this child that is sort of standing on your feet, and Tarts as you dance, probably in the middle of this dance floor, I'm assuming, you see Blue enter the dance floor, like, trying to copy you, but not quite right. He's also trying to dance with Tyron, who is out. He's you can hear him moan and groan a little bit. He is moving his feet, but Blue is trying to get him to dance.
I'll take Blue's hand and I'll set Tyron down and keep dancing with Blue.
Yeah, Tyron just literally slumps down in a chair, like head back out of it. You can see a couple of kids start trying to balance some things on him if you leave him there for too long.
I mean, if you bring him back to the table, Vesh will take care of him.
Yeah.
Maybe you should eat something. I'm like just shoving food into Tyron's mouth. I'm probably worse than the kids would have been.
Ivan is doing nothing to stop you. He's got a beer and he's like chuckling into it. And Vesh, could you make me a perception check, please?
Sure. Perception. 18.
Nice.
On an 18, as you're like shoving this food into the mouth, you've now got some empty trays. You're looking where to put them, and you see a halfling stood, I should say, next to this very hooded figure at the bar, who points over to all of you as this sort of figure turns, takes down their hood. It's not, and also his name's not Johan. I love
Jojo.
I love that this guy's name is changing every half an hour.
Is it Johan?
Joanne.
Joanne. Okay, everybody hold on. Joanne. So it's definitely him, right?
Juan. It's kind of like you're saying Juan, but
yeah,
improperly.
This hood comes down, and this fairly friendly face looks over to you where the halfling is pointing, and And Vesh, you hear a voice in your head. The lips don't move. So you're Vesh. And that is where we'll leave Eberron this week. Ready for next week.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
I'll put this through my Alice filter.
It's not why everyone thinks
It's a perfect Vesh trap.
Yeah.
Friendly face and a Kalishtar. Vesh is gonna be like, want some more?
Anyway, before we head off round to Tales from the Grim, which is who we are going to read, let's go round the group. Plug yourself and say where we can find you. So we will start with Phoenix of 89 or Ash.
Hey guys, I am Phoenix of 89, pretty much everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. If there's a Phoenix of 89 on something, it is me. So that's where you can find me. Right now, this is the only thing I'm streaming, so I'll be back next Monday. But I am on a podcast that comes out every Saturday called Shining Shadows, Shadows of Esther game. Just been quite fun. And yeah, as of right now, those are all my projects and where you can find me at.
Awesome. Did you have a favorite part at all, or?
Oh my gosh. Probably the beginning scenes with Blue. Like, I knew those were going to be good. Oh, no. When Tart tried to tell me to convince Blue to leave. The moment, Lauren, that you said that, I'm like, I know exactly how this is going to play out. It's going to be super awkward and amazing. Here we go. And it went pretty much how I thought. Which is perfect.
Awesome, thank you. Now we're going to head down to a Geeky Tea Party or Kim.
Let's see. You could find me on Friday over at the RPG Labs, where I'm playing a Yanti Bard Rogue. And yeah, and that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. And you can find all my social media, whatever, at geekyteaparty.com. And River is really super excited to be able to help Blue with the eye, because she felt very helpless, like just standing there watching and not being able to do anything. So she's very excited to help Blue with the eye.
Awesome, thank you. Now we're gonna hop over to the lovely Tall Squall, Vesh.
I'm Tall Squall. You can find me all over the place as Tall Squall. On Saturdays, I DM my own campaign over on my channel. I'd love to have you stop on by. It's called The Vice. And my favorite part was Vesh interacting with River about the jungle and that he's going to now protect her, even though he is terrified going into the jungle. So I love how that's going to start to play out, as Vesh is going to be protective. Because she can talk to animals and maybe tell them to not mess with Vesh.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not going to be like because an animal attacks him, it's because just one's going to take an interest in him.
Oh, and yes. I mean, between falling on slippery rocks and muddy paths and animals that are going, him falling and then animals being on him, it's
I will log that in. Right. And last but certainly not least, Lauren. Hello.
Hello. Yep.
shebang.
Yep.
Shebang. So that was my favorite part. I'm telling you, I did not premeditate that at all. I didn't. I didn't. We got in there and I was like, oh my God, there's a gun. That's crazy. I've never had a gun in D&D and I got really excited about it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I'm sorry in no way, shape, or form. My wish. I wish to shoot something with my guns. I wish to see Jawan.
Yay!
Did I get it? I wish to see Jojo again because I really feel like he doesn't like me, and those are my favorite people to interact with. And I also liked Tyron's character development. It's making me smile a lot.
What? Which part of it? Like the fact he's just getting more awkward, or
All of it. All of it. Every single part. It makes me smile. I'm looking forward to watching Tart pout her way through the jungle. Because that's what it's gonna be.
Those shorts are gonna are gonna work really well.
I'm gonna have a lot of bug spray. So
Fantasy
much
bug spray.
Yeah.
It works like a charm.
Jungle form.
Anyways, you can find me on Twitter at @ThatSaltyGinger. I play games around the internet with my friends, like here in the Scraticus Academy, Mondays and Fridays for Star Trek. And then on Off the Table, Tuesdays for Urban Shadows, and every other Friday for Adventures in the Wild Blue, where I also have lots of guns. Just everywhere, all over the place. They're all stun guns, though. And I am half of Salty Sweet Games with my best friend Kiana, and I'm part of the team at Tales from the Grim with Greg, Jonathan Fry, Kiana, and Allison Robinson. So we have a bunch of stuff going on there. We have a new Pulp Cthulhu campaign that just started on Sunday nights with Allison as the keeper, which is really exciting. I run a game which we're going to be hopping over to called Wild Blue Yonder, which is in the Lady Blackbird system with Alice and tons of other awesome people. And so our big initiative this month is we're doing something called Monthly Madness, which is a stream that will be focused. All donations that come in, anything that comes in that day, is all going toward taking the first steps to paying our regular cast members. So I think we have like 18 people who are there every week for like 3 months, and we just really want to value the contributions that all these players bring. I mean, from cosplay to like character fiction and all the work they do to really make those shared narratives between the GM and the players and the community work. So we're going to be doing that. We're having the community vote on what the game is going to be. I think right now it's a struggle between surviving some Pulp Cthulhu or doing a Ravenloft meat grinder. So over in our Discord, we'll be plugging that during Wild Blue Yonder. You can vote on that and then see what happens. Because I don't know. It's going to be great though, because I love those people. But yeah, going over to Wild Blue Yonder next. Woo!
Awesome. Thank you very much. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We are going to head over and raid the lovely Tales from the Grim, as Laura and I are going to sprint from this session to the next, where I get to play my sweet goblin boy, which was not meant to be sweet, but that's the way he's turned out. But yes, I'm White Rabbit Pig. That's where you can find me on Twitter. I do photography stuff. I DM. I play. Shenanigans galore. I'm also on Tales of the Grim for the new Highlander cipher thing with the lovely Torska, which I'm so excited about. Anyway, Discord, you should be in it. It's full of lovely people. Head over there. If you want to get into a game, drop Scrat a message on Twitter. We have 5 viewer games and already planning the ones for next season. And also YouTube, you can catch up on everything before now on YouTube. We have a Patreon if you would like to support us, and there are also some free articles on there done by our lovely Renee as well. We have merch, as Scrat likes to say, put that crest on your chest because... and also we have lovely sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mage Hand Press, whose links you can see in the chat below. Get yourself some Bird in the Storm merch and the mug as well, which is the size of my head, and I love it. But other than that, we're now going to go over and raid Tales from the Grim. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in, and we will be back this time next week. Keep evoking emotions, guys. Bye.